And now, it's Boomer Life, lifestyle discussion designed to make your life more engaging, meaningful, and complete. Celebrating the baby boomer generation, this is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
Last night, I didn't get to sleep. No, I didn't get to sleep at all.
You know, it's a really good song, but when you know the words to it far too well because you sing it too often, perhaps not the best melody in the world to have close to your heart. The Fifth Dimension, of course. And last night, I didn't get to sleep at all. Good morning, and welcome to Boomer Life here on CIL 650. I'm Sterling Fox, and if you're the kind of person who feels tired no matter how early you go to bed, it's, well, probably that you're not getting a very good night's sleep. So in studio with us today, we have the Sleep Solution Experts, who, by the way, have given themselves a new title. We'll hear about that in a few minutes. Dave Temlett and Terry Harder from Innovative Sleep Solutions in South Surrey White Rock are back with us on Boomer Life. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Sterling.
Good morning, Sterling.
And I know it's a little late, but we haven't seen each other for a few weeks, so belated Happy New Year to both of you.
And back at you.
All right. Now, there I was, and there we all were, just a week or so ago, watching the big return of Roberto Luongo and his Florida Panthers to the Vancouver ice rink here at Rogers Arena, and the big game against the Canucks and the video tribute. And so I tune in, like thousands of other British Columbians and Vancouverites, and I'm sitting on the comfy couch at home. I'm watching the game, and all of a sudden, it goes to the shot where you see down behind the net, and lo and behold, on the glass behind Roberto is Innovative Sleep Solutions. You guys are advertising on hockey games now. Congratulations. And when did that start?
Well, it just started on that first game. We've got a few others lined up to be on there as well, but it's a real privilege and honor for us to be able to be in a position to support the Canucks. And we've had a great response from it already. We really have.
What timing is everything, of course, in advertising and show business, Terry. And you picked the perfect night, knowing how many people would be just tuning in because Bobby Lou is back in town. Even if we don't care who wins the game, it's Luongo night. So good choice on your debut with the hockey game advertising.
Very excited about it, Sterling. Thank you.
Well, now, you had a person in the store very recently at Innovative Sleep Solutions.
Last Saturday, yes.
Down there on King George Highway, right across from the South Surrey Auto Mall and Ocean Park Ford and all those good people. And so this woman comes into the store, and she had seen the ad on the hockey game.
Absolutely.
The night before. So talk about instant feedback, Terry.
I never expected it that quick, Sterling. I mean, we only get that most often from the radio station. We didn't expect that from the Canuck game. And we were very excited, and she really needed a better night's sleep. Her bed had a bad hump in the bed, and there was a lot of problems. She wasn't sleeping very efficiently. So she really had a lot of needs, and I was very excited to help her, and I really wanted to change her thought. It was something that came off of a very good night's sleep that I thought, it's not just good enough for us to be sleep solutions experts. We want to encourage people to make an investment in a better night's sleep. Mm-hmm. So I suddenly had a light go on, and I would have never thought of it unless I had a wonderful night's sleep, that I thought, really what we are sleep investment counselors.
Aha! There's the new title.
Invest in your rest.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
And there is no overdraft when it comes to sleep. A lot of people are developing sleep deficits every night. And so it's our role, and it's almost quite often volunteering. I'm volunteering. I want people to come in and get information. Mm-hmm. We have people, Dave has had customers that have come back 3 and 4 times to purchase an organic mattress. And each and every time, Dave and I spent the time that was needed to encourage them to change their thought process away from it just being a purchase and more of an investment.
Terry, how receptive was that woman who come into the store after seeing the big ad on the big hockey game to your suggestion that she simply changed her way of thinking when it came to buying that next mattress? Rather than going for the cheapest deal on the planet, that you suggested, quite frankly, that she consider investing in herself. and a good night's sleep, investing in a quality of life. How did she respond when you made that suggestion?
Well, you can always tell initially that people are a little leery because they think right away that you mean expensive, and we don't always mean that it's expensive, but when you're trying the mattresses also, make sure you're really noticing the differences. And then we went back to Dave and ours and my philosophy that we want to encourage people to shop around. Well, when you're going to make an investment, you need to get more than one opinion.
Absolutely.
And we encouraged her, and she did that. She did some phoning around. And I was very thankful she did that, because I knew that if she did that, everything I told her, she would get reinforced in where she phoned around. And I want to make sure she gets the best. In the end, we will not be undersold.
Right.
So we know we want her to get the best price. And she really changed her thinking. I said, we don't have to do anything today. I said, you just have to consider this to be an investment.
Give it some thought.
Give it some thought.
Well, and how different is that? Even when, and I've been, my wife and I have shopped at the store too, and know about your attitude, and of course, doing the amount of time we spend together on the radio every month, I've come to learn this about you. But how different is that when you're in a store and you're looking to shop around and you're looking for information from a knowledgeable sales representative, and that person, after hearing your issues and discussing options, says, but there's really no pressure here. We don't have to do this today. Think about it. Go away. Come back. We'll get this done. But it doesn't have to happen today. Now that's really different.
Well,
when you're in a sales environment, boy, they just can't wait to jump on your case when you walk in the door, and they really want you to sign on the dotted line in 15 minutes or less, Dave.
Well, sure, but again, it comes down to informing the consumer and finding the right product that's right for that customer. So, knowledge is power. So we want our customers to go out there and attain as much knowledge as you can. We're very confident that our prices and our quality are very, very competitive, and we have a lot of products that you won't find elsewhere. So you've got a much bigger selection in our store, rather than just the same old that you're going to find in a lot of our competitors.
Well, I suppose when Carol and I were shopping for our cabinet bed, or kabedza, as
Yes.
you guys like to call them, we went to the store, we looked at the product, we asked all our questions, we were very well informed as to what we were looking for, and then the actual instruction from both Dave and Terry was, now, get out of here. Go see our competition. Go here. Go to this competitor.
I don't think
go
we
to
said
that
it quite like that.
Okay. All right. We encourage you to go to
ABC Company.
Exactly.
And you be the judge.
That's right. So now people do this anyway. When we're going out shopping, we go to store A and we take note of the prices. We see the object we want. Oh, so they want that much for it at this store. Okay, quick, get in the car and let's go down the highway to store B. And we do this anyway. But how frequently do you go to any store, A, B, C, or otherwise, where the people in the store kind of insist that you go check out the competition? That's the difference.
Well, again, it's coming down to informing the consumer and letting them make an informed decision, so they can do a direct comparison between what we're saying and offering versus what our competition has. So, quite frankly, it's about confidence. Terry and I are very confident. We've been doing this for between the two of us over 50 years combined. So we've got a lot of experience in the marketplace, and it's just, a customer can't always take the retailer at their first word. They do need to go out and be the judge.
Right. Well, our production team did some homework, as we're still, of course, deep in the heart of resolution season here in the middle of January. And so they did. So we went back a few years and found out about resolutions and the percentage of resolutions that actually make it. And so they talked to in one survey, they talked to 3,000 people, and only 52% of that group was even confident that they were going to succeed with any resolutions. But at the end of a year, only 12% had actually accomplished what they set out. So the next group, they took 1,000 people, and they talked to them not only about resolutions, but also about sleep. They were trying to connect the dots between, Terry, what you talk about all the time on this program, the quality of sleep, quality of life. There's an equation that's an automatic. And so what they were trying to do is how much does a good night's sleep play into your ability to stay focused and accomplish long-term goals. So 12% of the first 3,000 group were the only made it to the end of the line successfully. With the people, the second group, 60% first of all said that, yeah, we're going to make it. And of that, 44% of people who sleep well accomplished their resolutions. Almost 4 times, Terry, the group that was not measured and commented about their sleep. So it's I think, fairly easy to start connecting these dots between the quality of life one receives with the benefit of a good night's sleep every night and the ability to have a good day, therefore, every day.
Absolutely, Sterling. It's so important, and the number one resolution should be a better night's sleep. That will help you to accomplish all of your other goals. It starts there. It's the single prime determinant of whether or not you'll be successful with your goals for 2015. If you're already wavering on your current resolutions for 2015 and beyond, you can count on it being seated in a better night's sleep.
Well, and further to that, I'm not sure if any of the listeners had an opportunity last Sunday night to see the documentary that was on TV. It was a 2-hour special, and it was titled Sleepless in America.
Okay.
And there was all kinds of great information on there. And they're saying now, this study was down in the United States, but 40% of Americans have some degree of sleep deprivation. 40%. So it went from everything from just being a sleeper that just can't fall into a deep sleep, all the way to people that suffer from ailments, and how the lack of sleep can advance the stages of cancer and other diseases.
Right.
It was an incredible, fascinating documentary. So many of the accidents that are happening on our roadways.
Yes. Right.
In fact, just last week there was one involving a tanker truck in Burnaby with another car.
That's right.
And one of those 2 drivers apparently was sleep deprived, which is what caused the accident.
And that enormous delay. It was a Monday morning, very shortly after the holiday break, and the traffic was backed up to Langley because of it. Yeah.
So, and again, I mean, this thing happens all the time where people are sleep deprived and they're not getting a good quality sleep for whatever reason.
Sure.
And one of the easiest solutions to rectify that is to have a decent quality mattress that does give you proper support and allow you to get into the deeper REM sleep or the delta sleep.
I wonder, Dave, in the course of that 2-hour documentary, did they discuss at all how many people who are experiencing sleep issues know what the problem is, whether it's sleep apnea, whether it's something as simple as a really crummy mattress that needs desperately to be replaced, or whether there are other health issues related. Did it say in this piece about how many people were even aware of what was wrong?
Well, not really, and that's a really scary thing here, because what they were saying on that documentary, Sterling, was that they estimate about 80% of the population that has sleep apnea, for example, has not even been diagnosed with that. So if you're having problems sleeping, if you're waking yourself up in the middle of the night, you really should discuss it with your family physician.
Sure.
And get it checked, because it is something that can be managed.
Right, but it's also the kind of environment at Innovative Sleep Solutions down there on King George Boulevard, where you two, Dave and Terry, the fellows that I'm talking to in the studio right now, are also the people that you will talk to when you go into the store. Now, here are 2 guys who between them have over 50 years in the sleep business experience combined. Now, if I go into your store and I've got some kind of sleep issue, you're going to sit down and go, really? What's the problem? And you're going to talk to me, and you're going to hear me out. I'm going to say, well, I do this, I do that. I haven't had a good night's. I can't remember the last time I had a good night's sleep. And I'll tell you why. At which point, 50 years of combined experience kicks in, and you go, aha. Well, have you thought about this? Or perhaps this solution might be ideal.
That's right.
Take the time to hear people out before you start trying to recommend or sell them something.
We ask a lot of questions that you're not going to get in the average department store or other mattress stores out there that are really related to your health. And it's critical. It's really important for the customer to understand the correlation between getting a good sleep and how they feel. And so many people take for granted. They just don't see that correlation whatsoever.
Exactly. Well, they ended 2014, friends, as the sleep solution experts. And lo and behold, through the holidays, received a promotion. And now they're sleep investment counselors. We're talking Dave Temlett and Terry Harder, the guys at Innovative Sleep Solutions on King George Boulevard, 3033 King George Boulevard in South Surrey, White Rock. This is Boomer Life on CIL 650 with lots more still to come.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.